What's up? My name is Kaylaaesparza and I am a wedding and lifestyle photographer. In this video, I'm going to be telling you guys a little bit about my photography journey, and not only telling you about it, but showing you right here on the screen just how far I've come with old photos, which I'm sure none of you have seen, so I'm very excited about this. So it all started when my mom came home with this camera for Father's Day. This was a gift for my dad. It is a Sony Cybershot, and it has 3.1 megapixels. Think about that. My iPhone has like 20 something. There is a memory card. Oh my god! It's like, this is what the memory card was, but there's one inside of it. Oh my gosh. And it's only 2 gigabytes. Anyways, she came home with this camera, and my dad and my mom, they're both not like technically driven. I think my generation and my siblings' generation, we are all kind of brought up in technology in some crazy way, but my parents were not. So this was like a big deal to bring home this point and shoot camera that has a digital screen on it. That was huge for my parents. So when my mom came home with this camera, she was basically giving it to my dad, but my dad had no clue how to use it. So I sort of took it upon myself to take it and basically just took all my very first photos on this camera. Pictures of dew on grass, I took pictures of my animals, I took anything and everything minus portraits. I was more of like a landscape photographer with this camera. The next camera I got was a Canon T3i, which you can see right here how happy I was. It was my first DSLR with a removable lens, and I could get different lenses for it. And I was so ecstatic to have this camera because it meant to me more than any other gift I could have gotten that Christmas, because it was my parents' way of saying, we see your talent, you need to take it upon yourself to get better and better. And that's what I did with that camera. I had that camera from 2010 until, yeah, it was like my sophomore year of high school until I was a freshman in college. So I shot these first few portrait sessions and weddings and senior photos all on my Canon T3, and it was my first way of saying, okay, I want to be a photographer, this is what I want to do. And I had nothing but support from friends and family, and it was just simply like amazing. It was awesome. After high school, I started at Western Washington University in Bellingham, Washington, and that is when I decided, okay, I'm a big girl now, like I need to upgrade my camera. So then I got the Canon 60D, which these are some photos I took on that camera. Went to college for 2 years, and I was super convinced that I was just gonna be doing photography on the side. It wasn't going to be my main job, my main career. I wanted to do photography weddings over the summer, but I wasn't convinced that it was going to be able to give me a steady job and give me a steady job for myself, but also for my future family. So I shot with this camera for 4 years. Yeah, 4 years, because I would have graduated college this year if I would have stayed in school. Shot on this camera, and I just used it as a side job. I was charging people for my services, but it wasn't ever professional, and I think for any of my clients during that time would have said I was professional, but to me it was just like a hobby. It wasn't my job, and now I feel like it's my job. So I actually had the Canon 60D when I first moved down here to California, and basically when I moved here from Washington, it was kind of my way of to decide like what I wanted to do. Did I want to stay working just jobs that I didn't care about, or did I really want to pursue pursue photography, and I decided right then and there, like, I really wanted to pursue it. And it wasn't an easy decision. It definitely was from the help of one of my best friends, Melanie. So Melanie, if you're watching, I love you. I couldn't imagine not having you in my life because I wouldn't be where I am today. Melanie is a friend that pushes friends to be better, and I think we all need a friend like that in our lives, because I was going through a really hard spot where I thought, you know, I'm not good enough for photography and no one's gonna book me and I'm never gonna get past this feeling of it's just a hobby, it's not a real job, and I'm gonna need to look for a real career. And I couldn't get past that, and Melanie actually flew down to California to stay with me for a weekend, and she basically just told me how crazy I was and how could you think that, and you're so talented, you just need to push, like you need a little push. Because at the time I had a Canon 60D, a non-full frame censored camera, and I was editing through picmonkey.com, which if you guys are YouTubers out there, you pretty much know what that website is. So it was really hard because I just felt like stuck creatively. But Melanie pushed me and taught me Lightroom, and I haven't been the same ever since. And this was in May of 2016. So now we're coming up on May 2017, so I think this is like the perfect time to share this whole journey with everyone on the internet. I just have so much gratitude and I feel so blessed to be where I am right now. But so when I moved down to California, the one thing I wanted to do was shoot for brands and businesses, and I got to do that with some awesome companies, and it was probably the highlight of my entire summer last year. I was learning so much through Lightroom. I was shooting non-stop with my Canon 60D, and I just kept pushing and pushing and pushing. And then one day I found Jessica Whitaker on YouTube, and she is another fellow Christian and photographer here on the internet. I'm sure you guys know who she is. She just speaks volumes to where I was, you know, starting out. She talks to beginner photographers, and it's just like, she's really amazing. So I found Jessica Whitaker one day, and she's talking about just not waiting for the right moment. Hey, that's like kind of how I'm feeling right now, as far as like wanting to upgrade my camera, not really having the money, but knowing that it was like the right thing to do, and I just wasn't sure how God was gonna allow me to get my hands on my dream camera. And I was watching church online one day, and Pastor Roger was also talking about how Jesus wants us to just go all in. Go all in with him, go all in with how we serve people, going all in with loving other people and not treating other people poorly, like just going all in all the time, because Jesus doesn't want us to be half in, half out. And I knew right then and there, like, that was a message God had for me, because I needed to go all in with purchasing this camera, because this is my way to serve people and to show people how they can be beautiful and show people how they can be special and make people smile and make people laugh. And I just knew getting this beauty right here that I was gonna be able to do that. So finally feel like I'm at a place where I can be extremely professional with clients and be extremely creative with all the things I've been doing, as far as like collabing with brands, other photographers, and just simply like learning from every single person that I get to meet. It's just crazy how far I've come. And as you've seen with all of these photos, like, you've seen how far I've come, not just in my entire journey, but in the last year. I feel like I've grown the most, and I have no one else to thank but Jesus for that. It's just like an incredible feeling to know that this is what I'm meant to do and this is how I'm meant to serve. I think that goes for a lot of people, and I think that's amazing how Jesus puts this in so many people to serve others through photography, and I just cheer everybody on that feels the same way. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. It honestly means the world to me that there's so many people that have just come to find me in the last couple months. Like, I've just feel so blessed to talk to you guys and to get to know you. So thank you so much for watching. If you're not already subscribed, you can do so by clicking the little red button down below. You can follow me on all my social medias if you want to. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. Love you guys. Bye!